Welcome, everybody. We probably will have a couple stragglers coming in a little bit later, but I'm happy to be here and glad that you're here on this really cold Denver day. So I'll be using a blanket and 2 blocks for class. We will be doing, our peak posture will be leg lifts and bridge. So just so you know where we're headed, that's kind of what the sequence will guide us to. I do have to tell you, full disclosure, my kitten, I've not taken her and put her in the garage because it's too cold. So hopefully she'll behave herself, but she can be a little maniac. So if you see her or if she knocks over my camera or does something crazy, just know that that's what's happening and I'll try to fix it as soon as I can. Maybe she'll be entertaining, I don't know. Let's start in hero's pose. So draw your hips back towards your heels. If you need to sit up on a block, that's perfectly okay. I know that that's a big stretch for first thing. So sitting on a block is perfectly fine. If hero's pose for whatever reason doesn't serve you at all, you can just take a comfortable seat that does serve you. So take what you need. So we're just slowly beginning to open up our quadriceps. So feel this here and then rest your palms gently on your thighs and take a moment to soften your eyes to close. And before you have to shift anything with your breath, just create awareness as to how you are breathing in this moment. Is it shallow? Is it dense? Is it constricted? Is it blocked in some way? No judgment, no shame, just simple awareness of how your breath is moving through your body. I've decided to take my classes for the next, I think it'll be 2 months, through a journey through the yamas and the niyamas. So if you are familiar with yogic philosophy at all, Patanjali has the 8-limbed path, and the 8-limbed path has a purpose in that you start in the beginning and you work your way up through the 8 limbs in hopes to find full enlightenment, which is really the yogic journey, is to create enlightenment. In the Western world, sometimes we get confused and we just think, oh, yoga feels good, I'm going to do it. But it actually has a purpose. The postures have a purpose. There's a philosophy behind it. And to really get into what yoga means, we have to talk about the philosophy. So I will be guiding you for the next few months through the yamas and the niyamas. The yamas are the first path from the 8 limbs. They are things to avoid or restraints that you put in place in your life. Things to refrain from. The first being ahimsa. It means respect for all things, avoidance of violence toward others. So some people like to call this non-harming, and that's perfectly fine. That's one way to look at it. But it means a lot more than just that, because it can be non-harming outside of you and it can be non-harming inside of you. It can be spaces of judgment. Gandhi says, Gandhi taught that ahimsa is abstention from hostile thought, word, or deed, and compassion from all living things. So take a moment just to think about that for a minute, ahimsa, and how that may or may not relate to your life, which I'm sure it does. Non-harming in actions, in deeds, in thoughts, anything physical, emotional, or mental. And there is a reason why this is number 1. So imagine you can't really go past it if you don't sort of master this. If you can't find that space of love in your heart for everything within and around you. Let's link up our breath together. So let everything go, push the air out. And from the tailbone, fill up. So fill up belly, lungs, upper chest, crown of the head. Hold the breath in. Notice the heart lift. Now open, audible exhale, let it all go. Twice more we'll do that. So letting all the breath go from that place we start. Inhale, fill up, belly, lungs, upper chest, all the way to the crown of the head. Hold it in. Open mouth, exhale, release. One more time like that. Biggest breath you've taken all day. Fill up completely and entirely. Hold it at the top. Notice the side body start to lift. And then a slow open mouth exhale, release. This time we're going to hold it out. So really pull the belly button back towards the spine. You even feel this curvature through the front of the body as you maybe drop your chin towards your chest. And then seal your lips. Inhale Ujjayi through the nose. And exhale Ujjayi through the nose. Notice the calming sensation that happens as we fire up this Ujjayi breath. Allowing us to pull our senses from the outside to the deeper parts of the body. And as I mentioned in every class, take what you need. This is your practice, and you have the honor of being at home, so really honor your body by listening. That is another part of Ahimsa, is honoring our body where it's at right now. Are we pushing ourselves too hard? Are we competing against our practice yesterday or last week? How can we really arrive on our mat and take exactly what we need in this moment? Extend your fingertips to the floor. If you'd like, you can take your blocks to either side of the body. You may or may not need them in a minute. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Take the palms together to touch overhead, and then arch the spine so that you lift the gaze and you get even more extension through the side bodies. Exhale, hands down. Again, big breath in, lift all the way up. And then exhale, gentle seated twist to the right. So your left hand is going to rest gently on your right knee as you gaze over your right shoulder. Stay active through the core so the spine stays nice and long. And then inhale all the way back up. Exhale, gentle seated twist to the left, gazing over your left shoulder. Inhale, lift all the way up, palms come together to touch. And then exhale, side bend to the right. So take your right hand down, keep a nice bend in your right elbow. This is where your blocks might come in handy. And then lift and reach through your left fingertips. Now I want you to press your left hip down. Yeah, press it into the heel. And then maybe you gaze up towards your fingertips. But find the breath. No need to hold on to it. And then inhale, lift, reach. Exhale, side bend to the left and over. This time you're pressing down through the right hip, so you get a longer opening, deeper opening. Maybe you turn the gaze. Inhale, full extension. Exhale, take yourself into child's pose. So your big toes to touch, your knees full wide, and take the arms forward as you soften the heart down. Take a moment here as you breathe to focus on the heart. So as you inhale, you feel the back of the heart lift. And as you exhale, the front of the heart softens. Child's pose is one of those poses we're in all the time, but it really is so beneficial for compression, extension, and connection. So feel all of those components as you rest here in child's pose. And then inhale, lift yourself up to cow pose. So you might have to adjust your feet, or your knees rather, but spread your fingertips really wide, root down through the palms, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, and lift the crown of the head. And then exhale, cat. So press to the palms, gaze to the navel. Again, chin moves toward the chest. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat. This time, inhale, cow pose. Walk your hands slightly forward, curl your toes under, and downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Take a moment to pedal through your feet. Explore your body. Notice your hand placement here. So make sure maybe they're slightly wider than shoulder width distance and that you're spreading widely the fingers and pressing down through all 10 finger pads and the heels of your hand. And then just rest your heels closer to the earth as you have straight legs. And then bend your knees and lift your sit bones up and then press through the palms and lengthen the side body. So good. Take a full breath in. And open mouth, exhale. Now we're going to flow through 3 postures, child's pose, cow pose, and downward facing dog. So just listen to the cues. Drop your knees, inhale, cow pose. Don't worry so much about the knee placement or the hand placement. We'll flow through. Exhale, child's pose, hips to heels. And then inhale, cow pose, slow rise up. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips lift. Yep, just like that, we'll move through. Knees down, inhale, cow pose. Lose yourself in the movement. Exhale, child's pose, hips to heels. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more times, we'll do that. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. So good. Last one. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, child's pose. Might have screwed that up. Inhale, cow pose. Maybe not, I can't remember. And exhale, downward facing dog. All right. Walk your feet slightly forward, maybe a foot width distance, and a little wider toward the edges of your mat. So you've got the shorter downward facing dog. And then take your left hand to your right ankle to find this downward facing dog twist. Press through your right heel of your hand and then tone the shoulder. So you're going to activate the arm into the shoulder socket as you gaze underneath the armpit. Take a full breath in. And on the exhale, just rock your right hip crease slightly back. So good. Left hand back to the mat. And then take the right hand to the left ankle. Same thing here. So pull the shoulder blade along the back body and the arm pulls into the shoulder socket. As you turn the gaze underneath the armpit, take a full breath in. And let it go. Right hand down. Walk your downward facing dog slightly back. Gaze forward. Take a full breath in. And then slowly walk to the top of your space. For ragdoll pose with chest expansion, but set the feet up first. So nice and wide through the feet, bend your knees and drape the torso over the thighs. And then interlace the hands at the low back. Now it's early on in class, so your hands might just remain resting here. If you'd like a deeper shoulder stretch, you can lift your fists up and away from the low back. But I want you to drop your chin towards your chest and let the head hang heavy. And then play with your feet here, your balance as you shift slightly forward, maybe you draw slightly back. Feel the breath move through the body with your stable connection through your feet. And then slowly, friends, reach your fist toward the back wall. And then inhale, slowly rise just halfway first. Keep the arms nice and strong and the belly band draws in. Maybe you have to adjust your feet slightly closer. I don't know how far yours are apart. Beautiful. And then inhale slowly all the rest of the way up. Take a moment here as you reach your fists along the booty to lift the heart and lift the gaze a little higher. Amazing. Release the hands. Inhale, Tadasana. Arms extend to the sky. So for this class today, when we move into Tadasana, I want your Tadasana to look like this. Your hands are going to connect and you're going to create that gentle back bend. This is our Tadasana for class today. So we'll move through a traditional Surya Namaskar A. So every time I say Tadasana, keep the biceps by the ears, palms come together to touch, and you're just going to open up the heart. Full breath in. Exhale, Samastitihi, pull the hands to the heart space. Close your eyes for just a minute and root through the 4 corners of your feet. Allow yourself to feel and notice the shifts that have already begun to happen with the slow movement and intentional breath. Release your arms along your side bodies. Inhale, Tadasana, lift up, palms connect, heart rises. Exhale, forward fold, palms move through the heart space. Inhale to a halfway lift, use your core to lengthen your torso. Exhale, low lunge, left foot back. Plant your palms down, downward facing dog, hips lift. Shift yourself forward to high plank. Drop your knees down, flip your toes, upward facing dog. Now it's okay if your thighs stay down for just a minute, but I want you to keep your core strong. If you don't want the full variation of upward facing dog, just know that you can take this lifted cobra instead, but protect the low back by activating the core. And then drop your knees, flip your toes, downward facing dog, hips lift. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step through. Forward fold, feet meet. Inhale, Tadasana, all the way up, reach the hands. Exhale, Samasthiti, hands to heart space. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge, right foot back. Palms down, downward facing dog. Shift forward to high plank. Drop your knees, flip your toes, either upward facing dog or extended cobra. Drop your knees, flip your toes, and downward facing dog, hips lift. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Forward fold, feet connect. Inhale, Tadasana, all the way up, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, Samasthiti. Beautiful. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. We'll move through flowing breath to movement. Exhale, low lunge, left foot back. Adding on with chaturanga if that serves you. Palms down, downward facing dog. Shift forward to high plank. You're welcome to take full chaturanga or any variation that calls to you. And just meet me in downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Forward fold, feet meet. Inhale, Tadasana. Last time through. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge, right foot back. Plant palms, downward facing dog. And shift forward, take your connecting vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. And forward fold, feet meet. Inhale, Tadasana, all the way up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Beautiful, everyone. Adding on, inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge, left foot back. Great. This is where I'm going to use my blanket because I have pretty sensitive knees. So just know that if you have that option, feel free to use it. And then drop your left knee down. Keep your left toes curled under so that you keep that inner thigh engagement. And then inhale, crescent moon, arms lift. Take that same palms together to touch, biceps remain by the ears, just to keep the torso nice and long. And then feel for a moment here as you shift forward and back, just lubricating your hips, awareness of where the tightness is. And then settle in. That's Sukha Sthira, so that's effort and ease. Find that where you're engaged yet you're soft. And then lift up the torso away from the hip creases. Take a full breath in. Exhale, half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Grab your blocks and use those. Soft bend to the elbows, flex your right toes. And then just let the torso fall over the thighs. And notice as you pull your belly back and in, that the spine gets really long and you can fold a little deeper. Slow the breath down. And crawl yourself forward to low lunge. Inhale, standing splits, left leg high. Power through your standing leg, power through your right heel. And then flex your left toes and dial your pinky toe down so the hips level off. Drop the head. Inhale, halfway lift just with the torso. Yeah, the back body is really strong. Exhale, forward fold, feet meet. So good. Inhale, rise up, Tadasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right leg back, low lunge. Drop your right knee down, right toe stay curled under. Inhale, crescent moon, lift up. And then find the same movements here. Shifting forward, drawing back. Notice the difference in the sides of the body. And then as you're ready, stabilize, engage, pull everything into center, and then lift up through the gaze and the fingertips. Take a full breath in. Exhale, half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Straightening your left leg, flex your toes. Drop your torso down. And crawl forward to low lunge. Using your blocks, inhale, standing splits, right leg high. Press through your right heel. Drop your head down. And feel the glutes fire up. This is the strength that's lifting the leg. Inhale, halfway lift with the torso. Exhale, forward fold, feet meet. So good. Inhale, Tadasana, all the way up. Reach, reach, reach. Listen for the change here. Exhale, chair, airplane arms. Sit down, reach back. Feel your heels to the earth. Maybe you even lift your toes. Try that on. Now, for just a moment, grab your block and place it between your inner thighs, if you have one. I just want us to feel this connection, this drawing in. So allow your thighs to really pull to center and feel that engagement. Now remove the block, but keep that same engagement. Exhale, airplane arms. If it's not there, I think they were there already. Beautiful. Inhale, left leg high, one-legged Tadasana. We've already been on one leg, so use your little muscle memory and pack in your right hip and drop your left hip down. Yeah, just like that. Take a full breath. Exhale, chair, airplane arms. Inhale, right leg high. Now this time, pack the left hip in and drop the right hip crease down. Full breath. Exhale, chair, airplane arms. We'll float out. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, chair plane. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, chair plane. So good. One more time. Inhale, left leg high. Pause. Exhale, full airplane Dakasana. Send your left heel back and then just parallel the torso. Notice if you're opening the left hip, I want you to pull it down toward the earth. And the more activation you have in your foot, the more activation you have in your hands, the taller and more stable you can find through your body. Inhale, crescent lunge, land softly. So your back heel's lifted, you're pressing through your toe mound, your hips are squared forward, your left knee is softly bent, and then go ahead and lift up through the arms. If you like that palms together to touch, you can continue to do that throughout class, even here. And then feel the lunge in your front knee. Feel your heart lift, the opening through the whole front of the body. Full breath in. Exhale, vertical twist to the right. So stabilize through your foundation. You expand through the chest, through the heart space. Right hand to your low back, palm face out. Inhale, exalted crescent, left arm lifts up, and the gaze follows. And then feel the depth of the lunge, remain. Take a full breath. Exhale, warrior two, open yourself up. Feel, shift, move, Work it out. Nice wide stance. Oftentimes we want the shorter stance, but it really isn't supportive for our body. So widen it out and then take your gaze over your right fingertips. Inhale, reverse your warrior, maintaining your lunge, lengthen through the side body. Full breath in. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana your way. Remember, you can always hold high plank. You can always take cobra. You can always just skip it completely. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. And forward fold, feet meet. Inhale, Tadasana all the way up, reach. Exhale, chair, airplane arms, sit down. And fingertips back. Inhale your right leg high, one-legged Tadasana. Just flowing one time, exhale, chair, airplane arms. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, chair, airplane arms. Last time, inhale, right leg lifts. Pause. Exhale, full Dakasana, airplane pose. So send your right heel back, lengthen forward, and reach toward the back wall. Left quadriceps is really active here. And then feel the hips. Are you opening up through the right side? Can you drop your right hip down? Slow the breath. Inhale, crescent lunge, land softly. And reach up. Remember the soft bend in the right knee. That's really beneficial for your low back. So use that and then keep that same inner scissoring thighs together. So we're really going to use that activation as we move through our peak posture today. So feel it here, scissoring thighs together. Take a full breath in. Exhale, vertical twist to the left. Now, the torso is only moving from the belly button up. Left hand to your low back, palm face out. Inhale, exalted crescent. Gaze follows the fingertips. Breathe in. Exhale, warrior two. Shift, open, expand. And then gaze over your left middle finger. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Maintaining your lunge. Notice if you're drawing your left arm out of your shoulder socket, pull it back in. Take a full breath in. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step through. Forward fold, feet meet. So now we'll flow, just breath to movement, that whole series. Inhale, Tadasana all the way up. Exhale, chair, airplane arms. Inhale, left leg high, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, airplane pose. Inhale, crescent, land softly. Exhale, vertical twist to the right. Right hand low back. Inhale, exalted crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, chair plane, last time through. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, airplane pose, Dakasana, reach back. Inhale, crescent, land softly. Exhale, vertical twist to the left. Left hand low back. Inhale, exalted crescent. So beautiful, friends. Exhale, warrior two, open. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. And a big breath out. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. And forward fold, feet connect. Let yourself hang here for a minute in your forward fold. Hands to the earth. Shift your weight towards your toe mounds. And then bend your knees and come on down to your booty. We're gonna do just a little bit of core. So hope you're all still with me. Use your block and place it between your inner thighs. Remove the extra flesh from beneath your sit bones. Now, place your heels on the earth, but lift your toes and take your hands together at your heart space. So squeeze your block, keep that action. If you'd like to remain here, or if you'd like to at any time come back to this posture, just know that that's available to you. But drop your back down and lift your heart up so that you feel the core engaged, pulling everything to midline. If you want more, you can lift your heels and squeeze your block. Yes. Now inhale, low boat, and exhale in. So inhale, low boat, and exhale everything in. You've got it. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, pull in. About 3 more. Last 2. And just 1 more. Squeeze your block. So good. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, row over to the left. Inhale back through center and exhale, row to the right. So your heels can come down if you want, or you can move your legs with your arms. But squeeze your block and pull the low belly in. Yeah, we're just rowing our boat. Last 4. You can even tap your elbows on the earth for 3. We're gonna hold our boat in 2. And 1. Now hold your boat. If you'd like to grab behind your thighs or even press your heels down, that's okay. But go ahead and lift your arms. Suction cup the belly button towards the spine. Full body stretch in 8. Last 3, or rather, last 5, 4, 3, 2, yeah, and 1. Full body stretch. Whew. Apparently I was tired of that, so I lost count. Reach your arms overhead, send your legs nice and long. All right, so grab your blocks if you have it, and we're gonna move into a supported bridge for a minute. So take your heels close to your glutes. Make sure your feet are hip width distance apart, and then you're gonna lift your hips and stack your blocks one on top of the other, and then they'll attach to the sacrum. So there's the low back, and then there's the tailbone, and then there's that flat part between. That's your sacrum. So rest your blocks there. Take your arms along your side bodies, and then let your palms face up. And feel how the shoulders move beneath the back of the heart. This is a great place to stay. Just know that where I'm taking you, if you want to take the layers away, that this is just where you go right back to, okay? Now lift your right leg and press through your heel. And now send your heel to the floor and point your right toes. So keep your toes pointed so that this stabilizes our hips. If you'd like to, you can now open up the left knee. But again, remember, if any part of this doesn't feel good, just back away the layers. Breathe. And then slowly pull the left knee back in. And then lift the right leg back to the sky. Bending your right knee, plant the sole of the foot back down to the earth. Give yourself a couple breaths here. To feel the difference in the hips. And then we'll take the other side. So inhale the left heel up, the left leg up rather, and press to the heel. And then place the left heel down and now point through the left toes. So keeping activation into the left leg. Option to open up the right knee and breathe. This is such a great stretch to open up the hip flexors and stretch out the psoas. And start to take the right knee back in, lift the left leg up. Now bend the left knee and plant both soles of your feet down. Give yourself just a moment of full breath. It's also important to remember that when we're in bridge pose, that we really shouldn't be looking around. It's not supportive of the neck if we're turning our gaze. So keep your gaze to the sky. If you need to watch the demos before, just know that you can do that and then come in, especially as we move to the peak posture later on in class. Now press to the soles of the feet, lift your hips, and take your blocks out from underneath you. Drop your hips down and find Supta Baddha Konasana. So the full soles of the feet move together to touch. And then take one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And with your eyes closed, just feel the rise and fall of the chest and the belly as you breathe. And then scoop up the outer thighs, pull your thighs over your belly. And give yourself a moment here of just rocking from side to side, massaging the large muscles on the spine. And then you'll move forward and back, maybe a couple of times. And we'll move back into the hero's pose, how we started class. So always an option to use your block. So we'll do this little movement here in our hero's pose. It's going to look like this. I'll demo real quick. So from your hero's pose, you'll take your right hand back, lift your hips and reach your left arm up and over to the side. And then you drop your hips and you send your left hand down and you lift your hips and reach your right arm back. And we'll do that a couple of times. Please know that you can sit on your block one. You can also take your block underneath your palms on either side to give you a little more height from the floor. Okay, but squeeze your thighs together. You want the lift of the quadriceps. You want that engagement. Right hand down, inhale, lift your hips and reach back. Exhale, hips down and just flow it out. Left hand down, right arm rises. One more time each side, hips drop, right hand down, lift up. Hips drop, left hand down, right arm rises. So good. And then find yourself in hero's pose. Take your hands together at your heart space. So the sutra regarding the yamas, in particular Ahimsa, is book 235, and it says, in the presence of one firmly established in non-violence, all hostilities cease. This implies that those who do not cause harm emit harmonious vibrations, encouraging others to live peaceably too. What this says is that when we decide that we're going to be non-harming, we're going to be emanating from love, that every single person and thing that we come in contact with then gets our vibration and sends it on to everyone that they come in contact with. Take a full breath in. Let it go. Take yourself into forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana, all the way up. Exhale, chair, airplane arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, left leg high. Exhale, dancer pose, left elbow, left hip crease, and then reach your left heel back. Flex your toes and pull your thighs together. Right arm rises. This is dancer. You're welcome to stay right here. If you'd like a more of an extension, you lead with your heart and send your left toes back and gaze forward. Again, press through your right heel. This is going to be your anchor here. Firing up your glutes. Inhale, warrior one. So land softly. This is the first time we've been in warrior one. So a little shorter and a little wider through your stance. You want your hips squared forward, so make sure your left toes are also facing forward. And then find a lunge in your front knee. Again, palms can come together overhead. Take a full breath in. Exhale, humble warrior. You're going to reach forward, down, and around, clasping your palms together at your low back for that chest expansion. Drop your right shoulder to your knee and let your head hang heavy, chin to chest. If your left heel is not rooted into the mat, I want you to root it into the mat. You may have to shorten your stance, so just be mindful. Releasing your grip. Inhale, left arm forward, and then lift yourself all the way up to star pose. Toes are out, heels are in, and gaze to the sky. So let this be your biggest expression today. Exhale, Prasarita, wide-legged forward fold. This is really just a transition, so no need to focus on anything in particular. Just let the head hang. Soft bend to the knees. Place your hands beneath your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge forward. And then step forward to forward fold. Taking the other side. Inhale, Tadasana all the way up. Exhale, chair, airplane arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, right leg lifts. Exhale, dancer. So right elbow, right hip crease. And then send your right heel back, reaching for the inner arch of the ankle. Draw your thighs to center. Lift your left arm high. Feel free to stay or find your fullest expression by leading with your heart. Keeping the left or the right foot engaged. This is going to fire up the inner thighs and fire up the glute. Pull your shoulders together behind the back body. Slowly release. Inhale, warrior one. Grounded right heel. A beautiful lunge in your left knee. Palms move together overhead. Full breath. Exhale, humble warrior, shifting it through your hips. Reach forward, down, and around. Maybe an opposite grip with your hands this time. Drop your head. Rest your left shoulder on your knee. And just feel your breath. How deep, expansive, and wide it can be, or how shallow. Just notice. Releasing your grip, reach your right arm forward. Inhale, star pose, up and around. Exhale, Prasarita, wide-legged forward fold. Let it all go. Take your hands beneath your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge forward. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, tuck and curl, tiny ball. Great work, everyone. Let's move into tortoise pose. So taking the soles of your feet together to touch. And then you walk your feet forward so you have a wider diamond through your inner legs. Make sure you've removed the extra flesh from beneath your sit bones. You might need a block on top of your feet, either highest setting or lower setting. You get to decide. And then walk your arms inside of your calves, and your palms are going to be face down. Okay. And then as you inhale, you're going to reach forward with the top of your head like a turtle poking out of its shell. And then as you exhale, you'll drop your head down on top of your block for support. This will look very different in everyone's body, so adjust accordingly. And sometimes, especially with men, they have their tailbone curving under. If that's the case, you can always sit on a blanket to create more extension. So It's not the most comfortable posture, so if you're like, what is she doing? Just know that you're here and that's okay, and find your breath. Relax the shoulders by pulling your elbows heavy to the earth. Let go of any tension that you're holding on to in your fingertips or your toes. Allow your jaw to be soft. Release any tension that you're just grabbing onto in the low back. By letting your belly move freely. And then 3 big breaths. Lead with the heart as you breathe. Very slowly, you'll take one hand out and then the other, and just crawl the torso back up, nice and smooth. Right, from here, we're gonna take half pigeon on the left. So bend your left knee and take your right leg behind you. You may want your blocks close to you for support or not, just you decide. Before you move down into sleeping pigeon, lengthen up through the crown of the head, take a full breath in. Exhale, slowly release sleeping pigeon. Again, feel free to support yourself, but always ground your third eye, whether it's the block or the mat or your forearms that's connected to your third eye. And take a full breath in. Slow breath out. And crawl your hands back towards your body and lift your torso up. Shift your hips to the left and take your right leg around in front for a seated twist. Now, I don't care so much what your legs look like. I do want your sit bones rooted into the earth. So it's okay even if your left leg is straight and your right knee is bent, that's okay. Doesn't really matter. That's a modified variation. Right hand behind you. Inhale your left arm high. And then exhale, gentle seated twist as you gaze over your right shoulder. Feel your breath. And then slowly you'll unwind. Take your legs forward. Press through your heels, point your toes, and then your hands are going to come behind you. Your fingertips are going to point towards your body. So we'll move into reverse plank here. So fingertips are pointed towards the body, palms are down. Inhale, lift your hips and keep your arms nice and straight. Give me 2 breaths. Continue to point through your toes. So good. Drop the hips down, and then we'll move into half pigeon on the right. So this time the right knee bends and the left leg goes long. Stay lifted as you lengthen up through the crown of the head. Breathe in. Exhale, sleeping pigeon, release. Remove any extra tension that you're holding on to in the hands or the feet, the muscles around the jaw or the eyes. Inhale. Big exhale. Start to press down, lift your torso. Hands move to the body, drop your hips to the right, left leg forward, and around for a seated twist. Round through your sit bones. Left hand behind you, inhale your right arm high. Exhale, seated twist as you gaze over your left shoulder. Twists are so beneficial for our bodies and the energy because it releases anything that might be stuck along the spine, the heart space, the hips. It's like awakens that part of our body. And then as we release, everything starts to flush back, slowly come back. So good. Send your legs forward and then come on down to your back. You may want your blocks on either side of your body. I'll let you decide. And here we come into our peak posture of bridge with leg lift. So again, if you want to watch the demo, I'll do that and then I'll guide you through. So make sure your feet are hip width distance apart and your heels are close to your glutes. You're gonna take your arms along your side bodies and then lift your hips, interlace your palms together. So that same chest expansion that we've been doing. Remember, try not to move the neck. And then walk your shoulders underneath your heart space so that you get the chest lifting closer towards the chin. You're gonna actively draw your fists towards your heels. So the arms are really strong and they stay strong. Now I want you to fire up your glutes and pull your thighs toward midline. Now press down through the left foot. Inhale your right heel high. Yes. Flexing your right toes. Trust the strength in your left leg. Take a full breath in. Exhale, bend your right knee and plant the sole of the foot down. Give yourself just a full round of breath to neutralize before we take the other side. So you've got a lot of stuff that has to be engaged here, from your core to your glutes, to your rooted leg, to your arms and your shoulders. Now, press to the right foot. Inhale your left leg high, flex your left toes, press through your heel. Yes, and lift your hips up a little bit more as you breathe. Amazing, so strong. And then bend the left knee, plant the sole of the foot, release the hands, stretch the hips, fallen bridge. Take the feet wide, knock the knees together, and goal post the arms. Just feel for a minute. And then as you're ready, you'll just take a gentle twist by rocking your knees to the left. That's where you can use your block to support your outer thigh. Stay rooted through your shoulders. Option to turn your head toward the right for a full spinal twist here. And then inhale, the knees lift. Exhale over to the right. Turn your head to the left. Inhale, knees lift. Find happy baby, Ananda Balasana. Iron your spine down from tailbone to back of head, either grabbing for your feet, your ankles, behind your thighs, and then take your knees towards your armpits as you lift the heels toward the sky. If it feels good to move here, by all means do it. And then friends, if there's any other posture that's calling to you, feel free to take it now. Otherwise, find yourselves in Shavasana for your final resting posture. So Gandhi also says that happiness is when what you think, what you do, and what you say are all in harmony. I'll say that again. Happiness is when what you think, what you do, and what you say are all in harmony. And that plays into the same teaching of Ahimsa. If you love If you lead with love and kindness, it's going to be in your thoughts, in your actions, in your words, in your deeds, in everything. And that's where we find true alignment. Allow your arms to rest along your side bodies with your palms face up. And as you close your eyes, take a big breath in and let your exhale be your surrender to completely let go of any forcing of the breath pattern. Any tension still left in the body, release it completely. Allow yourself to embrace stillness. Traveling up your gaze to your internal gaze to your third eye, the space between your eyebrows. And if you find that your thoughts are active and moving, continue to pull your awareness back here to the third eye. Trust that I will call you out and allow yourself to be just as you are in this moment. Slowly begin to awaken your bodies. You can start to find small movements in your fingertips and toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take one knee at a time into center as you roll gently over to your right side. Allow your body to rest here and to witness the profound shifts that happen when we not only intentionally breathe, but intentionally move our body to support proper function, proper movement, Feel this lightness, this freedom that's created. And thank yourself for honoring exactly who you are and treating yourself with this gift. Press yourself down, lift yourself up to seated. Eyes remain closed. Palms move through the heart space for Anjali Mudra, symbol of gratitude. And let's end class today with one Om. Take a full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, be prepared. Carry the vibrations with you. Draw your thumbs to your third eye. Bowing forward, namaste. Thank you so much for being here on this cold Denver day. Such an honor to guide you. In case you didn't realize, I know I send emails out, but I am offering an OM workshop on Sunday the 28th for 2 hours. It's Sunday from 2 to 4, and we're going to talk about the reasons why we OM, what OM means, and we're going to do OM circles. We're going to do a little practice, so it should be really fun. So it's virtual or it's in studio. Either option is available. So please reach out via email if that's something that interests you. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.